can show the torches. And
yeah, do it.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. We promised last time we were going to show you a little behind the scenes. So we're going to show you the torches and the voting booth. So let's go over here to the voting area. This is what all of our SC contestants are going to see. She is ready to collect your vote. Sam.
I will say, I'm not normally the one standing here, but we have Big Mother. Sure. We should show the torches too. Does this beautiful handiwork. They get to write their vote over here, and then our lovely urn this season. Honestly, really good because then you can like hide the votes behind it. So you can picture me.
Very green.
Yeah.
For showing
also is the eternal.
Oh, we love.
Sorry. I made all this stuff.
There she
did.
is.
So when we were saying, oh my god, Des, queen of all of our stuff this season, this is Des.
This is me.
The, what are they called? Not immunity idols, the
name tag.
When you win the challenge.
Yeah, the tribe idols.
Like the you did a great job. They're beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you want to go look at
it's a lot of fun.
The torches too?
We love it.
Because they're stunning.
Yeah.
What is up with this amazing urn they have?
Some of our lovely tribe members.
Look at me like the eternal
Jordan's comment of they get this lovely, and we had a tree stump for our season. I'm bred with the theme, okay? All right, so here are all of the torches of our players. As you can see, again, these amazing name tags. And hand carved. Wood burned. Yeah. That's the tech.
That we can just take them off and swap them out because we do have limited torches. So
time, and then I like them.
Anthony says hi.
Hi, Anthony.
All right, so there you have it. All of just, you know. So this is the walk into Tribal. This lovely bridge that I will try not to.
I was going to say, I'm going to walk here to make sure you don't die.
This is the real challenge.
This bridge gets very slippery when it's wet too, so I'm very thankful we don't have rain today.
And this is the view they see as they enter. You come across this lovely fire pit. And of course, the drum. Oh yes, very high-tech. High-tech drum. High-tech drum.
There you go.
Yeah, and then if there are high-tech drums in real life.
As hard as people want to hit.
We have a lovely fire. I can feel it from here, and I'm still a few feet away. So, all right, like we said, we've got a little bit of time, so I'm going to come over here. Those of you who did not tune in or did miss the first challenge, we have 2 tribes headed to Tribal. So our first tribe going to Tribal today. Ooh, look at that. Good to know. We do not like the woods over there. So let's see, I gotta find their picture. So this is the tribe we have going to Tribal today. It's their first Tribal. So unlike everyone else who had Tribal already, they will now be voting out somebody for the first time. So how do those conversations go? You know, questions that will be answered. Did they have any discussions? Because they have to know and expect that at some point today they will be going to a Tribal. So, and then the other tribe returning, unfortunately, will be Coco, with the exception of Lee, who was voted out earlier today. So those are our 2 tribes. I saw you pup over here. Come on over. So someone was lurking in the background, unaware that I did not have the camera on. So let's turn it around and show. Where'd you go?
This side?
There you are.
Hello.
Is there anyone watching from SC10? Another SC10er?
Yes. Repping the Woya tribe.
Lots of Woya.
Yeah.
I think I saw Allison popping in and out of Tribal earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? So, because when you, Tribal for you, when you first walked in for the first time, what were your...
When I was playing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it felt so real with the drumming. the drumming feels like your heart is just like racing, and it's so nerve-wracking. It's so scary. You automatically think you're going home immediately when you walk into tribal. Every thought is gone from your head. That's how it was for me.
How about you, Jordan? Like,
I
what
don't
are
know what the
some?
question was.
What were your thoughts when you first walked into tribal at SC? Like, what were your first when your tribe has to go to tribal for the first time?
It's horrifying because like you just spent a bunch of time like in the back like scrambling. You don't know what's going on. Your head's all over the place. They have those horrible drums that are like they just make your like heart like sink into your stomach.
drums.
That's what I said.
There's the fire. The set is so cool and so intense, but at the same time you're like, but I could be going home right now. It's a scary time.
All right. And lastly, Ale, also another SC10. Look at all these shirts.
Yeah, this
so
is so
we did
cute.
give a shout out earlier for anyone that was watching. I don't see a lot of comments coming through right now, but doesn't mean people aren't watching.
This is a really fancy setup.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is
really nice.
And I was showing also because we can actually technically also go and show this is one of our tribes coming in today.
Oh my gosh.
I know, we love the production value. But Ale, you answer the question. What were your for you that went through your head?
So my first thought, I was holding the flag and I was really busy
Andy.
with the flag.
Oh, hi
Hi,
Andy.
Andy.
And then this is the camera we're talking into. So
Oh, I've been looking here. We don't know. There's so much going on here.
production value.
I was really busy with the flag, so I think I was just really focused on like putting it in the right place. And then I got really anxious and nervous, just thinking. I mean, we knew what was gonna happen, and at least my first one. So I was like going into that one confidently, but I think it is like the drums and everything, and just like the intensity, just seeing like your loved ones around you, like the alumni and stuff. I think that's more nerve-wracking because you're like, especially if you have like a loved one and you see them, you're like, oh my god, I don't want to disappoint this person. Like they made the trek for me, and I think that makes it even more nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god.
Shout out to
fanboy.
Anthony.
Anthony. That's season 7's winner, isn't it?
Yeah, royalty.
Oh my god.
There
Okay,
you go.
I'm a fan too, my friend. The feeling's mutual.
All right, friends. It looks like we're getting ready for tribal council. So, unfortunately, we now need to return to our somber thoughts. But all right, I'm gonna turn it around, and we will get next tribal council for the day.
And I was like, oh my god, I really want to find out. And then I like wiped off.
And I'll probably bring up our logo
It was really scary.
and just mute for a hot second.
welcome in, Wapoon. Great performance yesterday. It seems like a long time ago already, right? So you win that first immunity, keeps you out of here for an hour or two, right? So did you get a chance to at least enjoy yesterday's victory, Paul?
No. We got back and we were thrilled to have immunity, don't get me wrong, but then we couldn't get a fire started and we couldn't open the crate. So it quickly went from victory thrill to kind of feeling like we had stumbled at the last hurdle there. So we were thrilled to not have to go to tribal council, and like we said at camp this morning, no crate, no fire, and any of the 4 teams still would have wanted to trade places with us because we didn't have to go with somebody else, so I'm grateful for that. But it was not celebrate good times at Wapoon camp last night.
So no, keep going with that. You had something to do, right? Looking for the key, you had camp to set up and all that kind of stuff. You didn't have a vote looming for this morning, but did the strategy talk already begin last night?
Not really. I think we were just chilling. We were hoping to keep the immunity streak going this morning. That was pretty much the extent of it. We were just talking about the 5 of us and keeping the 5 of us together and strong. So, of course, that has to change right now, which is super upsetting, but we weren't really prepared for it.
So how about this morning, Amelia? Did the tone change? Like, okay, here it is. I know today at some point it's likely we're not going to win every immunity challenge. Do we need to start talking about this?
I mean, I think we were hoping to keep winning until we maybe swapped, because we were on a good roll. I don't know. I don't think the mood changed very much, though. We've just been having a good time together.
So Luke, take us through the last few minutes then. If there was no prep done, then this last few minutes must have been pretty chaotic.
Yeah, I definitely felt quite chaotic. Had a whole bunch of butterflies in my stomach, and that may have just been me, it may have been all of us, but I think because we didn't do much game chat last night, this morning, that it all sort of hit us and we weren't really prepared for it. So I feel like I've been saying like a million words per minute for the past 5 minutes, so yeah, pretty nervous, but we'll see how we go.
Griffin, is there any groups within here? There seems to be people driving discussions or anything like that, or there wasn't any need to get there until just now?
It sure did feel like everything happened in the last 3 minutes. I mean, it's hard because it's a game where you want to think ahead, but at the same time, when we had all that momentum from yesterday, it can do a lot to just stay optimistic and like try to really stay united as a 5, especially with that small chance that like that 5 could get to the next point of the game. So then it's like the last 2 minutes, everything kind of just got crazy.
Paul, talk a little bit about the factors that go into the first vote, right? You need to win.
Yes.
You need to think about who am I strong with. What else? What's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, I mean, a million things. I mean, this is a group of 5 winners. We proved it yesterday. This is a group that can win in any combination of the 5 of us, and did win in every combination of the 5 of us yesterday. And on top of that, I love all 4 of these people. I think they're all unique people. I wanted them all on my team. I got them all on my team. And it paid off yesterday. So I also can't say like, oh, it's easy to vote out the person we hate, because that doesn't exist. I really genuinely love all 4 of these people. I feel connected to them really deeply already. So it's just brutal. You just have to go with what's best. You have to think forward in the game and think, okay, what is going to best position me to move forward in the game with the people I want to move forward with. But it's brutal.
Ned, did it feel like any one characteristic seemed to be the thing folks are most focused on going forward? Is it our bonds? Is it winning? Is it anything else?
The only thing we've really had to go on was just vibes. So, like who just seems in line with the group and would most have our backs going forward. That's kind of what we've been thinking about.
Griffin, any thoughts about, obviously this group didn't start together, any thoughts about who do folks know elsewhere? Is it still too early to start looking that far ahead?
That's probably what we've had the most conversation about, is just like all of our own individual connections from that first night, just because us 5 were feeling pretty united, so we were starting to think like a little ahead as far as like who is feeling on the outside and who we might be able to pull in, just because in the long run it's about getting those numbers.
So what do you think of that, Luke? Is it still too early for that though? Is it still, hey, we got things to do with this group right now? Yeah, that's on my radar later, but I need to be more short-term focused, or where are you at with that?
Yeah, I mean, to sort of back up what Griffin said, I think last night and this morning we were looking quite long term, and then with the shock of the loss, it's sort of, we really had to shift gears, and then so right now all we're thinking about is surviving this, and I think that's probably how it's going to be moving forward. We just want to stay optimistic and hope that we win the next one, and still talk and envision each other in like our long games to work together through the end. But if we lose again, it might be sort of like the same kind of scramble. So it's kind of trying to find the balance so that you're not shifting from one to the other, but you're sort of thinking of both at once.
All right, some tribal council ground rules since it's your first time here. I'm not going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to try to get to some key things, but if there's something that still needs to be discussed at the end, I'm going to ask you if there's anything else we need to talk about. That's your moment to bring it up. If not, we'll get to the vote. Once the vote starts, there will be no talking among you. And at any point during the game, if you have an idol or an advantage that you're anticipating potentially handing off to someone, it cannot happen once the votes start. So you can do that before the voting starts or after, not during, while you're in transit or while you're sitting at stumps or anything like that, just so we're clear. Anything else we need to talk about? Let's get to the vote. Ned, you're up.
Alright, let's sneak back out here real quickly, everyone. Alright, so, very interesting from Wapoon. It seems like though they went back last night, enjoyed the win, and then today thought that they could maybe continue doing it. Scramble going on, but who knows, that could be talks, so we'll see what happens with these votes. They also mentioned that they didn't get a fire, so first place tribe was not able to get a fire going. Wow. Or at least wasn't able to get it started. Not to mention also the crate that they were not able to unlock for some goodies. So very interesting start for the first place tribe. They couldn't get a fire going. They weren't able to get there. So even though they won, it wasn't all, you know, sunshines and rainbows back at camp. And today, I don't think they were expecting to go right off the bat to tribal council. So I think this could be a very interesting vote and see what happens. Everyone seems nervous.
Yeah, I was kind of going off of like when Ned was talking about like, oh, they're just going off vibes, and I was like, I feel like that's because they felt so confident. They did say they were like, we weren't really expecting to be here right now.
Yeah.
So they had to go in a scramble, but that's the thing. I feel like you should always
Have a game plan.
have a game plan. Always assume that you are going to. It sucks to think that way.
Yeah.
But that's how you gotta think at all times.
Yeah.
From the box, somewhere around the.
I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We just know that the box that they mentioned remained locked.
Yeah, so either someone did or someone didn't, and none of them did.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this for them, they're getting. It's also, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing that they get to rip off that Band-Aid so early in the day of their first tribal. What do you think? Like, would they have been better to like live that high a little bit longer, or is it do it now, rip off the Band-Aid before we get into the nitty-gritty of the day?
I think from an outside perspective, I think it's better to rip off the Band-Aid early, because if you think about it, if they were to keep riding this high during today, going into a swap situation, they're immediately all targets, all of them. So at least now, because they've gone, everyone is kind of on a more even playing field, so you can't really immediately go, oh, let's go for the Reds, because they have the most, you know what I mean? Kind of like what, I feel like that's what was happening with Tatsula, was like, they were, but they did really good at like avoiding that, but that was something that happened. Same thing with Chapa, like we had the most members, so people were like, okay, look at that. I think it's early.
Someone asked a good question, which, you know, you all can ponder too for Survivor fans. Is it better to be the tribe that won the only immunity yesterday, or is it better to be one of the tribes that didn't today? I guess it might not matter so much because they are going to one of the first tribals outside of that. But, you know, having immunity is the only thing that keeps you in this game. It's the only sense of safety. So it's a good question, because I'm like, I also don't know if people would, because 4 people had to go. So it's not, you can't really look at that as tribal, you know, as a strong tribe.
Right. personally, I think I would want to be on the winning tribe, because at least, yes, you have to obviously still take time to strategize, do those things, but at least you know that evening you don't have to, you know, you can say, okay, tomorrow morning, the first thing we're doing, we don't have to go to tribal, we don't have to let someone know. It might happen later in the day, but at least the first thing we know, we're not doing that.
That's fair.
And you can focus more on like getting yourself pumped up for the competition, for the challenges. Yeah, so I would want to try to strive for that first place spot. But yeah, so I really don't know. I really hope that, because with Amelia being the only female,
I hope that she's able to.
That maybe there was some kind of 2-and-2 situation with the guys. So Amelia's the swing vote.
Yeah. We've also had 3 females go. So
exactly. So that's why I'm like, I don't want, especially like the only female in their tribe. I'm like, I don't want her to go. I don't want that.
She's been holding her own though. So Amelia has really been kicking some serious butt.
Yeah.
So
I know she seems to be more timid on the social side.
Paul just went up to vote.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
How did we not see her coming in between us? Jeez.
That was fun.
I actually got scared.
All right. So, all right. Looks like the last person's voting. So we're going to go back and we're going to find out again who is our next person voted out of SC11.
Tally votes. Has an advantage or an immunity idol, now's the time. I'll read the votes. Amelia. Griffin. Amelia. Amelia, that's 3, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Amelia? That was spoken. All right.
So there you have it. Amelia, next one voted out of SC11. Oh man, she really had such a great, well-rounded game to start. So really sad to see her go. Yeah. So Now I'm interested to see how Wapoon does moving forward now that they've lost their first tribe member. So we are going to get ready for our next tribal council. Oh, hello. Camera's over there. There you go. I'm going to throw up our logo, take a potty break. It don't go far. It should be within the underneath the next 5 minutes of our next tribal council, which will be. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like I'm fine. I did mean to scare you last time, but this time that was unintentional.
Yeah, we were just saying that, you know, Amelia was such a very well-rounded player. It's sad to see her go. So
Amelia is low-key a badass, so
Yeah.
I was really sad to see her go with this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was kind of like a boys club thing or if they were just, I don't know. We did see her sit out of the first challenge, so maybe they didn't know if she would be. But I mean, obviously they lost without her. So
Exactly.
How about them apples? Yeah, I'm really sad to see her go. She's such a sweetie, but she's gonna get lots of love here from some of the friends on the crew that she has. So.
yeah. So I'm gonna throw up the logo real quickly and mute, and we'll be back. Do not go far. Like I said, we will be bringing in the next tribe really soon. So do not go far. Thank you all for tuning in. Share it with your friends. Social media will
Jay, unlike the last boat, you had kind of a night in the morning to get ready for. This one just pops up upon you. Feel different out there getting ready for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like our conversation last night was a lot. Like it was a pretty quick consensus. I mean, even before we got back to camp, because like unfortunately we just wasn't really connecting with any of us or like making any attempt to like form any alliances, which was really bumming. But like this time, like this is the group, the drunk kids who were walking home from the campfire. Like we talked for what, like 2+ hours.
Yeah.
Just about life, not even the games.
Yeah.
Like this one is a lot harder.
So KP, was there any thought of that? All right, we've got consensus on this first boat, but then there's probably going to be another one. Is there any thoughts of that before just now?
No, because there's so many ways your brain can go. It's like, okay, now we're down to 21, so it'll be a swap to 3 tribes of 7. So you're not, you're going to drive yourself a little crazy if you think you know what's going to happen next. So we're really just trying to keep our positive attitudes and assume we're going to win. And then when we hit it hard.
Yeah.
Declan, talk about what just went on back there. What did that look like for the 4 of you?
That felt that was completely different than any strategy talks we've had. I mean, like Jay said, it was pretty much, we kind of all knew what the deal was, and we all had a lot of time between the last 12 hours to talk about it and confirm, and That was really scary for me. And like we were, I believe, like all really seriously ready for this fort to go very, very far in the game. Here's Cocoa Puffs. We really have connected in the last 24 hours in a way that made those conversations very emotional.
So Owen, as you're hearing the drums start to beat and you're coming in, do you feel like, I'm all right with where this landed, or does it still feel like it was still static and it's still going on?
This one was far worse than the first one. Like, as has been said, we had so many different strategy talks. It wasn't almost even one-on-one the last time. Like, we all came together as a group consensus and decided early on. So hearing the drum beats for the first time, no one was really scared because we had completely and utterly solidified what was going to happen. This is a whole different ball game, and I'm not happy. I'll say that right now, I'm not happy right now. I think everyone, I don't want to speak on behalf of everyone, I think everyone is scared that it could be them. No one knows where this thing is going to go, and no matter what happens, this vote is just going to destroy us. I can't even remember the question that you asked.
You got to.
I've been spacing out and shaking my head. But yeah, it's going to be really, really tough because I love these people. I really do, and it's been incredible getting to know them, and no matter what happens today, a puff from the Cocoa Puffs box is going to be gone.
Well, I don't want to say anything after that unless you have something else you want to talk about. All right, let's get to it. Stay deep.
All right, Cocoa is back for their second tribal. I don't know if anyone else noticed, but I noticed Owen was shaking his head a lot. Now I don't know if that means he knows he might be the vote, or if he knows who the vote is and he doesn't agree, but he definitely put it in there that last night's vote, today's vote from last night's discussion seemed pretty straightforward, and today this vote seemed very, very chaotic, and it could be up in the air. So again, you know, unlike where they had a whole night of conversation if need be, you know, now they're getting down to the 15-20 minutes of discussion. So this is where those social connections come into play. I was just saying how Owen just seemed very, very frustrated about the whole tribal, and you know, in the sense of either he knows who's going, or he doesn't agree, or he's a swing. But you know, he put it in a good context of just where they had a whole night of discussion if need be. Now they're really getting down to the 15-20 minutes discussions.
I truly don't know what's about to happen right now. Because yeah, like, I think my perception was Owen reacting that way. It looks like he had the hardest time that round. So I think a lot of people like that for him. So I think it might be a tie situation, or like it will be he's a swing, so either it's going to cause a tie, or there's going to be one person going to go. Because, but they all look distraught. Don't get me wrong. They all looked emotionally distraught.
And they mentioned that they never unlocked their box at their first tribal. So we don't know what that could have led to.
There's a possibility that someone has a key.
But we don't know what that means.
And if so, if they have this key,
who knows?
Then it's, God, because truly if I had it, I would use it right now.
In this situation?
No matter what, even if I felt safe, I would play it because
well, we do know that the key means immunity. They kept it. But like, I would play in this situation. 4 is such a small group. It's like Final Four to me. Being in a tribal of 4 is Final Four.
Yep, exactly. I would 100% play it if I
110% play.
But again, that person, if someone doesn't, well, because if they have, we don't know if someone has it.
Right.
But if someone does and they don't play it,
or they don't feel safe,
that's a pretty risky. I think it's risky if someone does have the key and they don't play it.
Yeah.
That is a huge risk. And if it pays off, cool, good for you. But
we learned in season 46.
Play your damn final.
So there's less people, so I'm gonna head back in because I feel like we're gonna be very, very soon. So,
for sure.
All right. drama. If you're watching and you have a loved one in tribal council, give them some support. This is what I'm missing. Because with the forum, there's a better shot of even though this is what happens.
Owen. Owen. Jay. Owen. That's 3, that's enough. Bring me your torch. Y'all better win, okay?
Oh my God, Owen. I love you so much.
Owen? Travis spoken?
challenge field for our next immunity challenge. But yeah, the 6th vote, and it's already so sad. We've had 6 people voted out already today. That's crazy. So thank you all for tuning in. Please give some love to Owen. He is amazing and phenomenal, and to the rest of our players left in the game. All right, I'm gonna end it right now. I don't know if I've got anyone coming up behind me, but all right, I'll see y'all soon.